Nelson Piquet once said that driving the Circuit de Monaco was like riding a bicycle around your living room, and it's not hard to see what he means by that. There's no more prestigious a Grand Prix victory than Monaco, but also none so challenging. The astonishing Circuit de Monaco is, for all intents and purposes, virtually unchanged since its inaugural race back in 1929. The faster cars of today, though, ensure that 19 corners past the casino and along the seafront remain as thrilling as ever. A 2.1-mile lap here takes us around an entire country, yet never more than inches from the race-ending barriers. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Let's talk briefly about Lando Norris. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, and Gardner completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo, and Kvyat, Bottas, Sainz, Perez, and Charles Leclerc, Ocon, Stroll, Pierre Gasly, and Albon, Latifi, Alesi, Kevin Magnussen, and Nobuharu Matsushita. De Vries, Norris, Joe, and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Welcome everybody to another JDM racing video. My team F1 2020. We are in Monaco and on the front row of the grid. Very good qualifying. Our pace has been a bit on and off, but we've managed to keep pace with Verstappen very, very close and managed to get up with him fighting for this championship. So we're going to just go for it. I don't think there's any anything in terms of strategy we need to change. Lewis has been right up with us, but we actually outpaced him in Q3. He's outpaced us in pretty much every single session, but we just pulled it out at the very last second in Q3. So I didn't really think that we had the pace to get the pole, but in our kind of banzai lap right at the end, we managed to come very close to Verstappen, but didn't quite dislodge him. But the pace is there, but it's very up and down, and the car is very erratic. So I'm gonna have to work extremely hard to maintain any sort of consistency throughout this race. We really we're in the battle with the Mercedes. The Mercedes and us are in the top four, so we've just got to make sure we try and get Lewis ahead of George Russell, and then try maybe on strategy, because I don't know how it's going to work out in terms of getting past in the actual race, because the cars are very similar on pace. Unless I can beat Max off the line, I don't know how we're going to beat him on anything else other than pit stop strategy today. So we're going to try our best, see if we can get this win. We've never won in Monaco before, so it will be a feather in the cap. It's one that every driver always wants to win, and we've got a really good shot at it today, so I'm hoping we can pull it out and get this first win in Monaco. Let's do it. Right, we're on the softs. Max is on the mediums. He gets a good getaway. George Russell keeps his third place as well. So I'm hoping we're going to be faster in some areas. Max is the only one on medium tyres at this point.
That start was okay, now stay alert for threats around you.
an eye on George as well. Lost a bit of time there. Little bump of the wall. Another little bump of the wall, but not enough to cause any damage.
You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing.
So even on the harder compound, Max has just got so much pace. It's difficult to keep up with him at the moment. I'm actually wondering if the medium tyre is the better tyre to be on. Can't lose George at the minute.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
George is all over the back of us. Power slide. The rear tyres are definitely feeling a bit worse for wear now. We rejoin 16th if we pit now.
Box, box. We're coming in this lap.
George got a much better exit off turn 1. Already at 32% wear on the left front. Which is not good. Definitely struggling for pace. Come. Mercedes are in as well. It's going to be a race in the pit lane.
Go, go, go.
Do manage to get the pit stop done quick.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Close. We're side by side with the Haas. We have to back out of it.
Fuel is looking really good. You're managing it well.
Oh, there's Lewis. And Lewis has just beat us out of the pit. so close. We almost touched. His tyres aren't up to temp yet. We've definitely lost time in traffic. Which has caused us issues there. We know that Lewis is good around Monaco.
Okay, battery's looking good. You can use overtake to get past.
Oh, a little bit of a swapper there for Lewis. He's made a little bit of an error. Can we get onto the back of him and make him pay for that? Do we'll get a warning, but he just got a little bit of a swapper on coming out of the tunnel. We really needed that. It's an uncharacteristic error by Lewis. We take advantage of that. I imagine Verstappen is probably going to pit around lap 14-ish. 14, something like that. Gap is stabilized around 27.5 seconds. Which is going to be more than enough for a pit stop. I think in terms of engine parts we might be a bit worn on some. Let's check. Yeah, the ICE and the MGUK. I've seen better days, quite worn now. Change some
Right, we
components
have a very
over.
worn-out MGUK. Our battery charge speed is suffering, and if it gets much worse, we could be forced to retire.
Verstappen pits. Still has a nearly 10-second lead. Can't give up. Got to keep going. I hope that maybe he gets a problem. Component fails, something like that, makes a mistake. On pure pace, he's got us beat today.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
So
Confirmed.
they're saying they want us to come in for another pit stop. Verstappen on a 12.2. We are nowhere
Use
near
your
a
overtake button
12.2.
more. It's time to utilize some of this energy.
We're on a 15.7. And our tyres are absolutely shot. We are about 9 seconds ahead of Russell, so it just shows you how ridiculous Max's pace is this weekend. We're also suffering with some engine problems as well. On for tyres. Little bump in the barrier there.
This is your final lap of the race.
So the main thing to take from today is we need to get these engine parts swapped out. Max has won by a country mile. We were lucky that Lewis chucked it in the bin and gave us that opportunity to get by. And we just, need to get these upgrades on.
Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
Still second, still happy with that. But disappointed to lose to Max by such a big margin.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
That was a well-deserved win from Max today, has to be said. We did get a positive result with a 2-3. And George Russell not quite cutting the mustard.
And never standing. Today's performance means Max Verstappen now owns the top spot in the Drivers' Championship. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice. I know that's at odds with the official decision, but I think they deserve some recognition on a day where both of these drivers are at the top of their game.
Let's move on to the constructors. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Okay, let's unpack this one then. So Max Verstappen wins by 29 seconds from the rest of the field. He gets the fastest lap by over a second due to the strategy he was on. Even on the medium tyre, when we were on the soft, he was still faster. Not by much, but he was just pulling away that little bit on the slower tyre, which is absolutely insane to me. George Russell did manage to get 4th place in the end, Red Bull's there with a decent points haul. They must have done some upgrades because they've not been good. A double points finish for Ferrari, so that's really positive for them. Renault starting to slip down the order a little bit, but Kvyat did manage to get some points for them. McLaren didn't have the best day. Lando out of position with the engine penalty, couldn't really make much headway with that. In terms of the championship, we now go 3 points behind Max Verstappen, and Lewis is there or thereabouts, but not quite in touch with the top two. 52-point lead in the constructors, so it's a gap we've got to manage to them, and we've got to make sure that we keep the engine components coming. We've got one going to be bolted on for the next race, hopefully. That's going to give us a nice power advantage. Should put us to the top of R&D for engines. So let's have a look at that. I don't think there's going to be much in the way of highlights, but we'll have a look. We might be able to see the move on Lewis, and also the little scrap after he came out of the pits. So that was the start, and we just slotted in behind Max Verstappen. That's probably the closest we got to him the whole race. This was coming out of the pit lane and losing time side by side with the Haas. We had to pull out of it. Passing some cars in the pits, and then trying to do a little dart. Got the move done on the Haas, trying to get side by side with Lewis, couldn't quite match him. Trying to stay on the back of him, he was starting to get away from us. And then we followed him down to the tunnel. This was the move. So he just got out of shape, coming down the hill, coming down to the braking zone. Just got the move done. Had to just chuck it in there and hope that we had faith in him. Faith that he wouldn't hit us, and he didn't. Well, he did, but not to cause damage. He was just trying to stay on the racing line. Then it was just a case of flying formation till the finish. Lewis was all over us then until the end. Position 2 and 3. George coming home fourth. So that was the Monaco Grand Prix. Not the most eventful race that we've ever been a part of, but it was definitely a sobering one. So we're going to have to go back to the drawing board and make sure that we try and make the car as competitive as possible, claw back some performance on Mercedes, ready for the next race where we can hopefully take it to them and just get one round closer to getting this Constructors' Championship for JDM. But Mercedes is going to fight us the whole way. Max Verstappen especially is going to fight us the whole way, terminally, and certainly in terms of the Drivers' Championship, he's going to push us personally as well. So we will wait and see what happens in the next race, but I will keep you updated as we go. If you've enjoyed this video today, leave a like please, and if you've not subscribed and you want to see more JDM Formula 1 content, why not subscribe so you don't miss a thing. The only other thing left to say is thank you for watching today, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care guys.